Peace and power. I am back. I'm back to read 41 Shades Men. And we are on chapter 34. And I'm looking here, just trying to get a good idea. Hold on. Of exactly where we left off. So tonight is the white woman man. And so it's gonna speak on, of course, the brothers that date outside their race. We talked about this on the podcast just a couple of days ago. Me personally, y'all can do without. Once you go over, that's where you shall remain, okay? And so it's chapter 34, the white girl man. White women are a status of success. This is a quote by Nick Cannon. This male is specific to Black American community. Black people in America are a different breed of people. To truly understand the difference of Black people, you must go back to the basis of understanding life and the living. Early in the book, we spoke about the basis of biology. Living organisms have 7 characteristics, and one of the 7 is response to a stimulus, which is the environment. Black people are human contrary to what slave times groomed the Black human to believe. Slavery was a stimulus that altered the environment a great deal for them. Patriarchal philosophy is another stimulus. Add to that same altered environment. Black people responded to these stimuli by adapting biologically and psychologically to the prolonged introduction in the environment. This prolonged response has created an epigenetic change within the biological and psychological pathology of the melanated man. Due to melanated people enduring centuries of ego abuse along the side effects of patriarchal philosophy, melanated men have developed a deeper void and a stronger urge to protect their defeated, fragile egos. This is because the melanated man is outperformed in every area of life by his Caucasian male competitors. Now, this is 41 Shades of Men by Princella the Queenmaker. These are not the opinions of me. I don't even identify with the term black. Black means you have no standing in law. The longer you claim that, you'll continue to not have any justice in the system. Today, the melanated man has an utter disdain for himself because he is constantly reminded of his failures when he looks into the world around him. Men are selfish by nature, so the way they view the world will almost invariably be through the lens in which they see themselves. When you take the time to analyze this, what you will find is the utter disdain for self and the need to seek outwardly for what appears to have an eternal value. They do this to make themselves look valuable, and when they are internally bankrupt, this is what leads and motivates the melanated man to seek Caucasian women specifically. Caucasian women have always been on a pedestal as a result of the Caucasian man's success at conquering the melanated man. Conquering and conquest is the nature of male. No, it is not sad case that the male is operating at his biological capacity. What is sad is that women have adopted male psychology and has become a weapon against herself, humanity, and the planet for the sake of male survival. A melanated woman needs to accept that the melanated male's defeat by the Caucasian male is simply a loss. His loss truly only impacts himself. However, due to the collectivist beliefs, she believes it impacts her. She believes it's her job to dedicate her life to saving her sons or another woman's son. But war, fighting, competing, and destruction is what males do by nature, and they do it by any means necessary. This is not the jurisdiction of a woman. She cannot rescue him. Patriarchy is a Caucasian male's game, and in his game, the Caucasian woman is a token, a reward, and a trophy to the melanated male. She is because it makes him to feel as if he is closer to the Caucasian male in status. He feels this way because the Caucasian woman is in direct association with the Caucasian male and she was kept off limits at some point. Laws against interracial marriage created an energy of desire. Desire is defined as a strong feeling of wanting or wishing to have something. Want can only come from when one does not have. Slavery and disenfranchisement made the melanated man have strong feelings of wanting to be like the Caucasian males and gaining access to his women. Caucasian males had the power, and the Caucasian woman was the symbol of that power due to her proximity to Caucasian men. Now that the laws have been eroded and there's more free flowing energy between races and communities, melanated males feel as if they have accomplished something by dating a Caucasian woman. Even though they have not had to work to defeat the Caucasian males in any way, this illusion is still something that strokes the melanated male ego. Nick Cannon was recorded on his podcast with an NOI spokesperson, RZA Islam, on how melanated men view Caucasian women. Nick Cannon, Caucasian women are viewed as success because in America, we couldn't have you. My daddy couldn't have you, and my granddaddy couldn't have you. I would get killed even looking at you. People, if they thought I whistled at you, they would unalive me, and they would beat me, drag me down the street. So now, if I play for the NBA, I want them all, and I can afford them all. That's what they're thinking. RZA Islam. That's dealing with the slave master mentality. Nick, no, it's not. We're superseding it. I was a slave for this long, so now I am going to take your woman. Your woman always wanted me. She always dreamt about me. RZAism. Well, she had you in the barn. She snuck and had you anyway. Nick, I know that's because it was forbidden. So now that it doesn't have to be forbidden, I'm going to show I am the superior being. This pathologically is unique to the melanated man. The sad part about it is he doesn't even realize the weakness. He doesn't even realize the weakness in the statement. Now that it's not forbidden, I'm going to show that I'm the superior being. If he was truly superior, he would not have had to wait until the Caucasian male. He would not have to wait until the Caucasian male removed the forbidden law for him to show his superiority. His superiority would have been shown in spite of the law created by his Caucasian competitors. In his statement, you can clearly see the defeated self-identity/ego and the need to be validated by what is perceived to have eternal value. He is so evidently defeated. He is in desperate need to be seen as the winner in this world of delusion. Only the Caucasian woman can stroke his ego and make him feel less defeated. According to Pew Research, melanated men are twice as likely as a melanated woman to have a spouse of a different race or ethnicity, 24% versus 12%. This gender gap has been a long-standing one in 1980. It was 8% of recently married melanated men, and 3% of their female counterparts were married to someone of a different race or ethnicity. Pew Research also states for melanated men, or for melanated people, intermarriage has increased, most among those with no college experience. A recent study published by the National Council on Family Relations, the NCFR, explored this aspect in interracial couples in the United States. Using data from 2002 National Survey of Family Growth, a study analyzed almost 6,000 men and women between the ages of 15 and 44 who had never married, who had never been married over a period of 10 years. The study found that marriages between a melanated husband and a Caucasian wife were twice as likely to divorce as marriages involving a Caucasian husband and a Caucasian wife. When adjusted for background aspects such as age at marriage and educational level, the differences between melanated men and white female marriages and Caucasian males and white female marriages virtually disappeared in some cases. This suggests that, contrary to prior findings, the higher rate of interracial divorce between melanated male and Caucasian female marriages is not due to background factors. Marriages involving a Caucasian husband and a black wife were substantially less likely to end in divorce than marriage involving a Caucasian husband and a white wife. The former pairing's divorce rate was 44% less than the latter. Marriages including a melanated husband and a Caucasian wife were more prone to divorce than those composed of melanated husbands and melanated wives. Melanated husbands and and Caucasian females, couples also had the highest likelihood of divorce of all Caucasian, non-Caucasian marriages. While interracial marriages correlates to a higher rate of divorce, this parallel applies mainly to the marriages involving a melanated man and a Caucasian female. Melanated male pathology is a very delusional and dysfunctional one. He would depend heavily on the woman to uphold his state of delusion in order for him to self-sustain. It is impossible for humans to perpetually and indefinitely wear masks to please others. This is a major cause for the lack of sustainability between the melanated male and the Caucasian woman. His psychology is too dysfunctional. My advice, melanated women, do not be offended by their desire to date others. It speaks nothing of you and everything of him. If you are a Caucasian woman reading this, please understand he is pursuing you solely for ego reasons. He may treat you better or act differently with you. Please understand that it's not because you've done something special that a melanated woman didn't do or couldn't do action-wise. The only thing you did was bring him into closer proximity of the Caucasian male he's owned and defeated by. I advise you to take whatever he is willing to give you, money, cars, clothes, etc. Make him pay to get his ego need fulfilled. Men are incapable of love. It's transactional. We as melanated women are not upset with you for providing this service. We do ask that you stop competing with melanated women and adding insults to injury to boost your own egos. What does it do to your soul to know that you are denigrating someone else for a male? Competition is not the nature of women. We all have something to bring to the table for the advancement of nature, humanity, and life. There's no need to poop on another woman for your own ego or male's ego. And so this chapter, fresh, it reminds me of what we were speaking about the other day, dating outside your race. And it's just like Dr. Umar says, it's not beneficial to the whole. And so when you do stuff like this, you ultimately self-destructing, and it affects the community around you. Um, we've seen with Twitch how his wife another culture would not let his mother come view his body without signing an NDA. Also, when you date outside of your nationality, the wealth is poured into other communities, and that in turn tears down our own. Do what makes you happy. Nobody's mad about it. We just want you to have the facts. Studies show that the divorce rate is even higher. And because it's like due to relatability, the two can't relate. That's what I was reading about Twitch. May he rest in power. He couldn't relate. His friend was in the same situation and said it on his live. He could not relate. And so with that being said, have at it. So chapter 35. The lesbian man. I'm looking. Yeah. I think I'm gonna leave it at chapter 35 because I'm just like sleeping. This is a chapter on the lesbian man. 35. The sexual conquest is huge with men in terms of affirming themselves and their feelings of masculinity. That's a misguided kind of affirmation. It is not helpful, but that stuff happens. And this is an anonymous quote. Have you ever seen a chick who looks like a male, haircut, sagging pants, tattoos, and all? It's clear she's a stud. She hangs with the fellas and she behaves just like them. But you look up one day and see her with a baby. How, why, hell, who? I have the answer to this question. I have a Facebook associate whom I have met in person only once. He is an uber self-proclaimed masculine alpha male. He professes to be the expert on males, and he once told me that I don't know male psychology because I'm not a man. He also doesn't believe in listening to women either. And that is interesting because he made a post that read, if a man gets a stud pregnant, that means he's attracted to me. I laugh because this is totally false. The male is a conqueror. He does not have sex for attraction only. It is a plus and an ego boost if he can have sex with whom he is attracted to. But sex for males is a tool and the penis is a weapon. Men are instantly triggered to competition and they are triggered to pursue what they view as a challenge. The thing about the lesbian is that she has taken her vagina off the market for the male access. The male is now challenged to prove that he can gain access to her. He wants to show her that he possesses a special power to turn a lesbian woman straight by conquering her with his penis. In his mind, if you are so lesbian, why are you having sex with males? Why am I the one you had sex with? That says something about the power I have. The stud is a lesbian, yes. However, the thing about the stud is she is extremely male identified. She looks like a male, walks and talks and acts like one. However, the male knows that no matter how much she portrays herself to be male, she is still female. She still is territory to be conquered. So this triggers him to a conquering mentality. In his mind, he believes that he is going to show her she cannot be him. She is not equal to him and will prove that by making her a public spectacle. He will impregnate her so the world can see her as confused and mentally weak because she was subdued and penetrated by a male. This is a major ego boost for him as it makes him feel he has psychological powers of finesse and strong penis power. My advice, do not teeter-totter on your convictions and do not give the male the satisfaction of victory by placing yourself in compromising positions. The male is not your friend. He doesn't see you as fine or better than another woman. He sees you as territory to mark. He will conquer and mark territory at any given opportunity. If you're in a relationship with a male and find out he cheated on you with a stud, do not question your worthiness as a woman. Do not question why he slept with somebody you think is less attractive or less feminine. The fact of the matter is, the male is incapable of love, and his conquests have nothing to do it. Stop beating yourself up over male behavior and stop fighting other women over it as well. You are worthy, and only you can validate you. All right, y'all. So I read 2 chapters. We did chapter 34, which is the white girl man, and we did chapter 35, which is the lesbian man. This is 41 Shades of Men. So we on 36. There's only 41 shades. And so we're going to see. We're going to see. Let me see. So the chapters that we have not gotten to is chapter 36, the passport bro. Chapter 37, the midlife crisis man. Chapter 38, the save face man. Chapter 39, the OnlyFans man. Chapter 40, the Build a Bear man. And in chapter 41, the Pick Me Girl man. Again, in chapter 42 is the Chess Piece man. In chapter 43 is on the dark psychology personality types. So we're going to get into the personality of the dark psychology. It's very long. Glad we ain't there yet. That'll be one chapter that'll be all alone. And then chapter 44 is the needs change and you're gone. So when people's need changes, sometimes you be SOL. And that's the last chapter of this book. So I'm going to go back and mark the chapter that we stopped on, which is 36. And let me double check. Yep. 36, which is the passport bro man. I can't wait to read it because we done heard over the years a lot about these passport bros. And I just saw a video saying they giving up because now they're being infected. What are they being infected with? Stay tuned, y'all. We'll pick up at chapter 36 next video. Peace.